Let's listen to Ikwerre man speak on what happened to them in present-day Rivers State. Take a listen to this.
In my place, Emoha, when I grew up in Emoha, I grew up in Emoha, and I know that Ibos who live amongst us never will say we are Igbo people.
Okay.
Never. They live among us either through slavery, through marriage, or through coming to do menial works in my place. So we interact. Most of our people married Igbo women.
Okay.
Who took time to teach their children Igbo language. They will never teach Ikwerre language. So obviously that child grows up with Igbo language. Recall also that during the Eastern region, Igbo was the language that was compulsory mandatory here to be taught in primary school. In my place, there's a story that goes this way, that a man takes his child, his son, to school for registration. The headmaster says, "What is the child's name?" "My child's name is Ovunda." "What is Ovunda?" The headmaster is an Igbo man. "What is Ovunda?" "That's his name." "No, I don't know. I don't understand. What is the meaning of Ovunda?" Ovunda means the heart of the father. The headmaster quickly put the name as Obinna. Automatically. You can see the movement from Ovunda to Obinna. You can imagine what will be happening in other Ikwerre villages like that, where the Igbo is at the helm of affairs. They are in charge of the churches, they are in charge of the schools. And this they did throughout Ikwerre land. The typical Igbo person, if you're relating with an Igbo person, will not speak your language, will not like to speak your language. Will speak his or her own language to you. You must speak his language. And this happens in the marketplace. And Igbos are all over our markets. Let me also not miss the point that in Ikwerre land, there are Arab people, few Arab communities, who were allowed to stay after the Civil War, after the slave trade. The Ikwerres were the middlemen. It just didn't go to Arachuku to go and bring slaves. Yet they never went to Arachuku to them. It was the Ikwerre middlemen that went there to bring them and moved them to Ijo. And then they said to the white man. So after the abolition of slave trade, some of those slaves were held back and encamped in places. You have Aro between Obakere and Emoha, which we chased later, moved them to Alo, and stopped there.
Okay.
Go to Ishokbo, that's assuming Aros. Ishokbo said, no, you don't stay with us, come and stay here. They are in Ikwerre land. But the point I want to make is that all of us agree that we're Ikwerre people. Let it stop there. You can't be an Arab man and you now start talking that you are from Igbo. It is wrong. It is preposterous for you to now say, "Oh, I'm an Arab man, yes. Though I'm in Ikwerre, I'm an Igbo." No, that is nonsense. You want to cause trouble. Because where you are is no more Igbo land. You must be where you are. You cannot be where you are not. You must respect it. Otherwise, you're going to cause ethnic tension. That's what the Igbos are doing. Mbata was wrong. Okoko is wrong. All of them were wrong. Livingstone Uche is wrong. Chimene is wrong. They are all wrong because they live in Ikwerre and like think that they're Ikwerre. There is something like I'm Ikwerre Igbo. Amechi was wrong. There's nothing like I'm Ikwerre Igbo. It doesn't make sense in the first place. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Because Ikwerre is a different entity. Igbo is a different entity. And we have established that we are not Igbo. We have established. Look, go and read the Oputa panel report. Ikwerre did a presentation, 2001, and said, we are neither Igbo nor Ijo. Clear. Elijah Madi did the presentation for us. How else do we say we've not been denying it? We've been denying it from ages. But because they are among the big three in Nigeria, using their power on us, that's why people are hearing it. Other people won't hear them. I have not seen any Yoruba person claiming anybody outside Yorubaland. What is wrong with Igbo? I have not seen any Hausa man claiming any place that is not Hausa land. I have not seen an Edo man claiming any place that is not Edo land. What is wrong with Igbo? You form a map of Biafra, 40 states. Jesus Christ. Including the whole of the South. What kind of greed is that? What do you want? The politicians should not mix the two. They should separate them properly. Clear politics and leave Ikwerre alone. That's number one. Number two, to avoid these embarrassments. It's embarrassing to Ikwerre people. for this kind of thing to be coming up every day, every time. And we have discovered that the reasons why these things are happening, probably because of the presence, dominance of Igbo in Ikwerre land. I suggest very strongly, maybe we check marrying Igbo wives. We check it. We check selling of our lands to Igbo people. We check it. We check allowing Igbos access to opportunities that are available to Ikwerre people. Admissions, scholarships. They infiltrate all of them. So we have to check all of this. About Ikwerre and other pan-Ikwerre groups, like the IPO, IPA, IPF, all of them, they should find a way of checking this infiltration by the Igbo person, the Igbo people in Ikwerre land. So that if we check it, we begin to reduce it. So that we can have breathing space. Ikwerre need to breathe.
All right. I mean, it's a bit long. We're going to stop there for now. The man's name is Dr. Okachukwu Dibia. And I want to buttress what he said with something that Lechi Amadi said in 1973. So this book called Sunset in Biafra was published in 73. I want to read something to you from there. Some 30 years ago, 30 years ago meaning in the 1940s. I'm also playing this because of what I said last time. The video we played where somebody was saying that they have been in that place for 400 years. This is what the people of the land are saying. And by the way, this was written in 73. This interview was conducted in 2025. And there's congruence, right? So Lechi Amadi says, some 30 years ago, the Ibos began to move in to trade in the riverine areas. Eventually, many settled and by sheer force of numbers began to dominate the smaller tribes. Igbo came to be so widely used that certain tribes practically lost their mother tongue. It is a fact that one or two riverine tribes can hardly speak their own language now and have to make do with a peculiar Igbo pidgin, highly amusing to the Ibos. A determined effort is now being made to remedy the situation. In some areas, this cultural imposition was very pronounced. Igbo was officially taught and spoken in schools. It could hardly be otherwise, since most of the teachers were Ibos. Gradually, many local languages were eroded, as the Bible had not been translated into the minority languages. The Igbo Bible and prayer books were used in schools and churches. Now, I mean, it goes deeper than that, but I think it's important to just say that when people say things like he's lying and stuff, and I'm seeing somebody on YouTube, the point is that a lot of people are speaking up now about a particular group. It's not because they hate the group. It's because they have worked with the group thinking that like others or like themselves, they will just come in and be okay and everybody will be fine. Let me give an example. See, in Yorubaland, if you enter the person's house and they say, "Why jẹun?" It means come and eat. If you take a spoon, if you go look for a spoon, I'm not talking about someone you are very familiar with. I'm saying maybe you go to a person's house and they say, "Come and eat." And you then go ahead and without spoons, you just go there, just sit down and say, "Oh yeah, let me put my hand." It just shows that you are uncultured. You may go on and say, if he doesn't want to give me food, how come he called me? It's courtesy. It's courtesy. It's for cultured, civilized people. The way we are playing politics in Nigeria is we are doing come and eat. Because we expect the person to say, I'm fine, thank you. That's what we say in Yoruba. Okay, why jẹun agbabire? Ebi le ma pe, ṣùgbọ́n àti wọ́n agbabire. What is agbabire? After, so someone will say, come and eat. You say, oh, thank you, I'm okay. The person most likely, if they want you to eat, will now insist. You'll be like, oh, but that's hypocrisy. Well, that's because you're not cultured. They have to say, you must eat in my house. I'm like, well, if you insist, then they get you the food and then you eat it. And even when you eat with some decorum. You don't just, the thing about this, some people in Nigeria, just say, come and eat, just, take everything for me, it's me. You're not wanting, wait, though. Now me cook the food for myself. I don't even know say they come. Come they chop with the two hands, they chop. Once they not tell you stop, that person has become a tribalist. That's one of Nigeria's issues. The person who is not cultured, who goes to eat because he hears, come and eat. The person who is not cultured, who when he gets there doesn't even eat like a civilized person, just uses both hands, is one who turns around and says, why are they denying me my right? Is it not my friend? Are we not supposed to be related? Is this not one Nigeria? How come I can't just come and eat whatever I want to eat in your house and let me do it the way I want to do it? If you know you don't want me to eat, why did you call me? If you know you don't want me to misbehave anyhow in Nigeria, how come you came to bring me back after the war? You are dealing with different cultures. What you think means courtesy in Yorubaland, in some people, someone that has been hungry for days. It's very hungry. Just hears comma before you say eat, he's eating already, and he's going to eat like there will be no. He won't have another chance. All of that to say that words mean different things in different contexts, and clearly words mean different things in different cultures. And one of the things you notice with this person is they will allow you to, just chill. Before you know what's happening, you have the whole place filled with certain people. Again, nepotism, we talked about this last week. Filled with certain people, then they begin to influence not just your politics, but your way of life. So that you will be changing things to make people feel comfortable at the insistence of the guest. If you're a good host, most likely you're going to change some things naturally. I mean, we work together. I'm going to pick some things from your language. I'm going to pick some things from you. It's organic. But no, not this way. For certain people, it has to be done because they want it done, even though they have no clout to even ask for that kind of thing. Which brings me to the other topic of what's happening with Owambe. And by the way, they always have some of us who are useful idiots will be the one doing the work for them because you are one of us. Therefore, you begin to speak, and apparently because you share ethnicity with us, Yoruba people, only Igba to get into us. One of such people is a young lady whose name I will not mention because I don't think she's that important, who went on social media yesterday to say that, again, like I always say, on this artist Owambe thing, it's not the spelling that's the problem. It's not the spelling. It's appropriation. That's the issue. But this other lady went on social media to talk about how Owambe is not really a Yoruba word. Sorry, it's a Yoruba word, but it's not Yoruba culture. I mean, the mental gymnastics that the girl went through in order to spew that rubbish, I don't know why they don't have that kind of sports in the Olympics. Man, she would win gold. She would win gold. And I'll see if I can find what she wrote because can you put back what local and no but come out and sorry like got answer. And don't worry, I'm going to explain in a bit. Let me read to you what she said. This is false. Owambe is not Yoruba culture. So somebody has said Owambe is Yoruba culture. So he says Owambe is not Yoruba culture. Owambe is a slang derivative from Owanibe, meaning it is happening there. It became popular in urban Lagos society in the mid-20th century to describe flamboyant parties. The root lexicon is ayeye. I don't know who taught them this word. They're just using big words. I don't know the meaning. Anyway, the root lexicon is ayeye. Linguistically and historically, Owambe is not a root cultural concept. It is a modern coinage that has been absorbed into Nigerian popular culture. Ejekamaso, Toro. That's supposed to be a human being. It's from Yoruba word, but it is not Yoruba culture. It's not culture because it started in the mid-20th century. Because again, culture has to be like 1,000 years old, For it to be cultural, it has to be like 1 billion years old. Like it's been there before your great grandfather. That's the definition of culture. Then someone says it's culture. Then says it's not culture, it's just language. What's language? Language is not part of culture. It's Yoruba language, but it's not Yoruba culture. There will always be people like this that those who have an agenda, let me make something very, very clear to you. There are several agenda, I should say. People do have agenda about Yorubaland. They do. And not just in the past. I didn't say they did. I said they do. It's a present reality. People have agenda about Yorubaland. Some of those things have been discussed in places. And those things are being tested in different places. And they've been tested in Yorubaland a number of times. It happened in Ikwerre. So don't think it's about Lagos. It happened in Ikwerre. There was a pushback by the king himself. It's something that certain people think they can just, have like colonies in fertile space. You want to have colonies without being an empire. It's amazing. Sorry, you have colonies but no empire, but you're going to have colonies all over the place. So you're going to have Yoruba people that will be willing tools and useful idiots in the hands of people like, again, useful idiots. Because you have to be an idiot to see someone who wants to steal what belongs to you and make a case for them consistently. And then when it happens, you'll be the one to be crying like Ikwerre. If you don't know what Ikwerre means, it means bush baby. It's what happened with this thing. They're talking about Calabar, Lagos, Calabar, and these people are against it. How are you representing the people, but everything that can benefit the people you are against? And you say we are one Nigeria. Are we joking? And if they don't vote for you, they are tribalistic. Meanwhile, in your own house, you are looking for word of origin. By the way, word means W-A-R-D. Word as in counselor, word. So they have word of origin now, as we have been taught by Enugu State. In order to get certain advantages, you have to come from the word of origin. You have to be resident in that word. And you must be able to speak the dialect, not just Igbo language, but the dialect of that particular place. Those are the people that will teach me about unity. Meanwhile, that nonsense that this one typed, saying that it became popular in urban Lagos society in the 20th century to describe flamboyant parties, but it is not Yoruba culture. The clown who wants to have arts exhibition in Ikwerre now reposted that. Why? Why not? If you want to steal something from someone, and the parents and the brothers are saying, don't do that, and one clown amongst them, who is a family member, tells them that, why are you even doing like this? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? You will repost now. Because you found somebody amongst them that panders. Guys, I say the truth under God. A town, there are certain local governments, not even towns, certain local governments in the south that cannot move like that amongst themselves. I won't say more than that. But they will repost the Yoruba person who opens his house, because you open your door. I mean, I don't even blame her. She's going to take advantage of it.